Creighton defeated Butler 93-73 here at the CHI Health Center. I'm Jon Nyatawa. The Jays, I mean, they capped an emotionally draining, an emotionally difficult week with a game that probably was much needed for this team, with a result that was much needed for this team. On the court, obviously, the Jays rolled, but I think I feel like the conversation, this video probably has to start with some of the things that we've learned about what's happened over the last week off the court. By now, you know, Greg McDermott made a racially insensitive comment after the Xavier loss a week ago, and he used the word plantation, and he compared his program to a plantation. He used that analogy during a locker room speech, and he apologized Tuesday, coached the Jays on Wednesday at Villanova, and then got suspended indefinitely on Thursday. So the players have kind of spent the last week reacting to that, working through that as a group. Marcus Zegarowski talked to reporters after the game and said that they've conducted a lot of meetings, and each guy has kind of had the opportunity to speak his piece, and he complimented the coaching staff for allowing them those moments to kind of come together as a group. And the other notable thing about today was that before the game even tipped off, we saw a video that was pre-recorded from by Creighton's team, where 5 Creighton players addressed Coach McDermott's remarks and explained why they were so hurtful. We had Sharif Mitchell talking about, you know, what life was like, what plantation life was like for slaves, and Christian Bishop quoted James Baldwin and Denzel Mahoney. He said it quite frankly, honestly, just this is why Coach Mack's comments hurt me and my team. And there was a powerful moment toward the end when the camera zoomed in on Damian Jefferson, and as he said something along the lines of, you know, if I was your son, you know, would it matter to you? Perhaps maybe addressing sort of the divisiveness. The reaction has been, obviously, if you followed the reaction to, you know, the impact as fans and the community members sort of process what Greg McDermott said, and the impact of it, and then obviously the university's response and its disciplinary actions. It's been kind of divided. And so I don't know. I think a lot of folks have been wondering what the players have thought, and we got a picture of that today about what they thought about not only Greg McDermott's remarks, but also, you know, how hurtful and how much pain they caused. So one thing also to note, I mean, the video that the players produced, it ended with the whole team locking arms at center court. It was a black and white video, about a minute long. It seemed to be pretty singularly focused on the fact that it was almost like an explainer, like this is why what Greg McDermott said was wrong, and why it caused so much pain. And Marcus Zegarowski after the game sort of expanded on that, saying that Coach McDermott's words were hurtful, but he also supported his coach a little bit. I think he said at one point, "That's my guy. He would take a bullet for me and anybody in the locker room. He loves us all." And so it's pretty clear that the Jays, I mean, Marcus Zegarowski said that we've still got more work to do in terms of discussing this and working through our emotions as a group. But I think he had the quote where he said, "We're going to keep fighting together in games and on the practice floor." And Saturday was an example of that. I just thought you saw a really connected group. The Jays were, they had a lot. The ball was whipping around. It was moving. They had 20 assists on 33 made baskets. But just the pace that they played with was notable. And they got up and down and really put the pressure on Butler. I think they trailed for 13 seconds today. It was a pretty dominant performance, and obviously important for them. They're coming off 2 losses, so there's that. They missed out on an opportunity to win a Big East championship on Wednesday, losing at Villanova, and their coach wasn't here. Greg McDermott suspended. Al Huss, the assistant, hired 4 years ago, former Creighton player. He's taken over as the interim coach, and he said he learned of that news about 7 p.m. on Thursday and immediately met with the rest of the coaching staff and tried to develop a plan for how the team was going to get prepared to play Butler. He said it was basically a 24-hour prep. And he did hear from Coach Greg McDermott during that process and got some advice and some support from him. I think Coach Huss said, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something along the lines of Greg McDermott's one of the greatest coaches in the country, and they missed him in terms of getting ready for Butler and at the game, making decisions. But he and his staff, Al Huss said, the focus was to try to create or keep the preparation, the game day routine as similar to what it would be if McDermott was on the sideline. So that was a goal of theirs. But anyway, the action on the court, like I said, Creighton rolled really from start, and it was senior day, so it was an opportunity for Damian Jefferson and Denzel Mahoney to showcase their talents, and they did that. Denzel Mahoney knocked down 3 threes, and Damian Jefferson got to the rim, got to the bucket, had a breakaway dunk, one-handed, pretty powerful slam toward the end of the game. Mitch Ballock hit some long-range threes like he always does. Had a couple deep ones early that dazzled the crowd. But honestly, I mean, it was senior day, and Jacob Everson also was recognized. It sounds like, according to his senior day video, that he is going to retire from basketball after dealing with all these injuries throughout his career. Following the season, this year will be his last, even though he does have some eligibility left. It sounds like Jacob Everson is done after the season, but senior day. But it was kind of the Marcus Zagorowski show. I mean, 32 points on 10 of 12 shooting. He hit 5 threes. I mean, he took advantage of some mismatches when Butler switched. They're kind of switching all screens at times, and got some big guys cross-matched on him, and he went to work, and he took smaller guards inside and finished through them or around them. I mean, he was just spectacular, and kind of fitting, I think, because this could be his last game at the CHI Health Center. He's got a decision to make at the end of the season of whether he wants to return to school or go pro. Obviously, he has the attention of a lot of NBA draft scouts. And he's playing some of his best basketball of the season right now as the Jays enter the postseason. So they'll go to the Big East tournament as the number 2 seed, and a number of players and a number of seniors in their videos, their comments to fans, their speeches after the game said, "We're not done. We have a lot more to accomplish." So I think Damian Jefferson said, "Don't get sad, because there's still more to this story." So it looks like they are pretty committed to trying to finish out with a bang for this season. So thank you for watching. Thank you for following all our coverage. Got plenty more of it that relates to Coach Greg McDermott and the situation that he's in at the moment, suspended currently, and how the university will continue to respond to his insensitive remarks will be something that we follow, and then also the action on the court. I said Creighton is the 2 seed in the Big East tournament, so that means the Jays will return to action on Thursday in New York City. So plenty of coverage from now until then. Thank you for reading and watching. I'm Jon Nyatawa for the Omaha World-Herald.